Welcome back to Sports Jam. We saw plenty of tournament highlights from holiday basketball earlier in the show, and I'm joined now by CCX Sports basketball analyst Ryan Iversen. And Ryan, we are at the Park Center Holiday Showcase for the girls. So a couple pretty good local teams, Park Center, although losing to Minnetonka, and Champlin Park, an impressive win over Cretin-Dereham Hall. They go to 7-2.
Well, let's start with Champlin Park. Just really impressed. They came out today. They had a really good win against a pretty good Cretin-Dereham Hall team who had been riding pretty high as well. So very impressive with Champlin Park. And then even though Minnetonka got the win tonight, I think with a young Park Center team, starting 2 freshmen, another sophomore, they have a lot to be excited about. They were down, I think 9 points with a couple minutes left. Fought back. Actually, it was a 1-point game at the end of it. So I think they have a lot to be excited about.
Maple Grove girls playing well this season, lost their tournament opener up at St. Michael on Thursday night, but they've got some good talent, and Mark Cook with a team that has a chance to compete in the conference and in Section 8 4A.
They're just one of those teams that's always there. Whether their talent is up or down, Coach Cook does such a nice job. He's very well coached, very organized. I got a chance to see him play in that St. Michael Albertville game, and even though they lost, they were tough. Like, you could tell they're going to get better and better as the year goes by. We maybe don't have, very similar to the boys, we maybe don't have the star power that we've had in past, but just a lot of teams that are really well coached and play really hard.
We saw Minnetonka. We were impressed with their girls tonight here, but there's 2 other teams in the Lake Conference that are ranked in the top 5 right now. Hopkins #1, and Wayzata's having a very strong season.
But just to give you an idea, I thought Minnetonka tonight, after beating Park Center, was one of the top teams I've seen all year long. And the fact that they lost to Hopkins by 26 just tells you how good Hopkins really is. And of course, you got Wayzata, also a top 5 team. So that Lake Conference is just loaded. Minnetonka, trying to get non-conference games, well, they have to come here, and they got to go to St. Michael, Albertville, play Eastview, so their schedule is just brutal all year long.
Let's talk some boys basketball. Hopkins boys, 9 straight wins, really playing great basketball right now.
Well, we did their game against Champlin Park, and I'll tell you what, if I didn't know better, I thought I would be watching a Division I college game. I mean, they have 7 foot, 6'9", 6'7", 6'8", just long, athletic, tough. I don't think they have that superstar that maybe they've had, with Amir Coffey and some of their other talent in the years past. But they are as good and as tough. And I know Coach Novak, he normally doesn't give you too many nuggets or doesn't praise his team. He even said he's proud of these guys and how hard they're playing. And so far, it's really showing.
Northwest Suburban Conference doesn't have that top-end talent that we saw last year with that Maple Grove and Champlin Park especially had, but they've got some good teams. Park Center, probably the one team from our area along with Osseo. They play each other this week. That'll be teams to watch for this year in our area.
Well, you start with Park Center. I mean, Dane Danja, a sophomore this year, a big fella. He's got some of the best footwork I've seen of a big man in the last 10 or 15 years playing, and he's gotten even better than he was last year as a 9th grader. Very well coached, very athletic. They have a nice balance, John, of playing inside, but also having shooters, too. They're going to be really tough to beat. Osseo with Coach Tyson and Neil Swanson as the assistant, they just are tough. They're going to be tough, hard-nosed. They went down to Rochester, played a team very tough down there. They're going to be right there as well. It'll be fun to see that game, see who comes out of that. And then, of course, you got Maple Grove, and I talked to Nick Schroeder quite a bit. He's actually was really excited about this year because it's going to test him as a coach. When you have Brad Davison and Taiwan Pickford and all this talent, sometimes as a coach, you sit back as a fan and watch them play. Now we're watching all those guys play on Saturdays in college basketball. But he's got a nice team, and he's got some talent, and he's really done a nice job getting all these new players that had no experience to buy into what he's coaching.
We'll see some good basketball, I think, from some of the smaller schools from our area. Totino Grace, Benilde St. Margaret's in 3A, Brooklyn Center, Maranatha in 2A. I think it's going to be a fun rest of the winter here, boys and girls.
As a broadcaster, and that's all you want, as a viewer, you want to watch good basketball games, and you want to be close and competitive, and I think we're going to have a really competitive, balanced year this year. And it's a little different, but I'm really excited to be an analyst and to watch what's going to unfold here in the new year.
It should be fun in the 2018 calendar part of this season.